so long. The SEC and Big Ten don't want you, and now fruits like oranges in a bowl haunt you. Miracle on Tech 1, miracle on North Ave, a miracle at cool is what you need now. CDOGG and Reg letting people on YouTube know where the UNC defense is about to go. Up with the white and gold, the future is ours to behold. I don't know, but I've been told Miami's back. Well, take a knee and I'll wait another 20 years. Perfect the Greg letting people on YouTube know where the UNC defense is about to go. Up with the white and gold, the future is ours to behold. I don't know, but I've been told Miami's back. Well, take a knee and I'll wait another 20 years. WreckTalk, the greatest offense to mine. Jeff Collins dodging cage fight, scared out of his mind, marching forward, fighting strong, loud and proud. Jack and swarming, kicking ass, hear us shouting loud. To hell with Georgia, we don't give a damn. What's the good word? Piss on out, piss on out. It don't take 7 years of college to learn. Wreck is the greatest, Georgia Tech fan in the land. To hell with Georgia, we don't give a damn. What's the good word? Piss on out, piss on out. It don't take 7 years of college to learn. Wreck is the greatest Georgia Tech fan in the land. WreckTalk, the greatest offense in mine. Jeff Collins dodging cage fight, scared out of his mind, marching forward, fighting strong, loud and proud. Jack and swarming, kicking ass, hear us shouting loud. To hell with Georgia, we don't give a damn. What's the good word? Piss on out, piss on out. It don't take 7 years of college to learn. Wreck is the greatest Georgia Tech fan in the land. To hell with Georgia, we don't give a damn. What's the good word? Piss on out, piss on out. Starting this campaign is my man Jamal Haynes, all ACC, 1,000-yard rusher, moves that are sicker than Usher. Still racking up yards on Carolina, nothing finer. Man feasting like he's at the Marietta Diner. I say it now so you can't say you don't know. October 12th, Chapel Hill, 4 and no. And we got Trey Cooley, one ferocious yellow jacket, trucking linebacker, send him packing in a casket. Evan Dickens, anyone fast like a bullet fired out of a gun. New to the flats, Anthony Carey, Hail Mary, defenses need to be wary. I'll give you 6 reasons why he's the next freshman All-American. It's the Fly Boys, baby, running on pure ethanol. Fly Boys, baby, third and short, we running the ball. Fly Boys, baby, running like they on Adderall. Fly Boys, baby, open field, smoke you like a Pall Mall. Starting this campaign is my man Jamal Haynes, all ACC, 1,000-yard rusher, moves that are sicker than Usher. Still racking up yards on Carolina, nothing finer. Man feasting like he's at the Marietta Diner. I'll say it now so you can't say you don't know. October 12th, Chapel Hill, 4 and 4. And then we got Trey Cooley, one ferocious yellow jacket, trucking linebacker, send him packing in a casket. Evan Dickens, anyone fast like a bullet fired out of a gun. New to the flats, Anthony Carey, Hail Mary, defenses need to be wary. I'll give you 6 reasons why he's the next freshman All-American. It's the Fly Boys, baby, running on pure ethanol. Fly Boys, baby, third and short, we running the ball. Fly Boys, baby, running like they on Adderall. Fly Boys, baby, open field, smoke you like a Pall Mall. Pall Mall. Pall Mall. Pall Mall.
You guys know what we need. Let's get the candle up. Give me the candle. And give me the coping criminals.
Let's cope, y'all. We're smart, not dumb. Gotta go and suck my thumb. We didn't lose Josh Petty. Can't you see he's undersized? Like 5'8", 150 pounds. If you use the Seminoles eyes, Tech totally overpaid, and he's a big nerd. Tech signing 5 stars, red flag. That's what the FSU man heard. Alex Atkins didn't cheat. That let's go, yeah. We're smart, not dumb. Gotta go and suck my thumb. Didn't lose Josh Petty. Can't you see he's undersized? Like 5'8", 150 pounds. If you use the Seminoles eyes, Tech totally overpaid, and he's a big nerd. Tech signing 5 stars, red flag. That's what the FSU man heard. Alex Atkins didn't cheat. That's an ESPN lie. The whole country's out to get us. Did they just fire RG3? Oh my. Losing our OC doesn't even matter. Norval calls the plays the hook and ladder. I'm told Atkins is just a clipboard holder, looking over Norval's shoulder. Cause we're Florida State Seminoles, coping hard in our troll. Florida State Seminoles, it's Kirby's fault or ESPN's fault. Damn it, it ain't our faults. We're geniuses. Geniuses. We're geniuses. Da-da. We're geniuses. We're smart, not dumb. Gotta go and suck my thumb. We didn't lose Josh Petty. Can't you see he's undersized? Like 5'8", 150 pounds. If you use the Seminoles eyes, Tech totally overpaid, and he's a big nerd. Tech signing 5 stars, red flag. That's what the FSU man heard. Alex Atkins didn't cheat. That's an ESPN lie. The whole country's out to get us. Did they just fire RG3? Oh my. Losing our OC doesn't even matter. Norval calls the plays the hook and ladder. I'm told Atkins is just a clipboard holder, looking over Norval's shoulder. Cause we're Florida State Seminoles, coping hard in our troll holes. Florida State Seminoles, it's Kirby's fault or ESPN's fault. Damn it, it ain't our faults. We're geniuses. We're geniuses. We're geniuses. Geniuses. Let's go, y'all. We're smart, not dumb. Gotta go and suck my thumb. We're geniuses. Let's go, y'all. We're smart, not dumb. Gotta go and suck my thumb. We didn't lose Josh Petty. Can't you see he's undersized? Like 5'8", 150 pounds. If you use the Seminoles eyes, Tech totally overpaid, and he's a big nerd. Tech signing 5 stars, red flag. That's what the FSU man heard. Alex Atkins didn't cheat. That's an ESPN lie. The whole country's out to get us. Did they just fire RG3? Oh my. Losing our OC doesn't even matter. Norval calls the plays the hook and ladder. I'm told Atkins is just a clipboard holder, looking over Norval's shoulder. Cause we're Florida State Seminoles, coping hard in our troll holes. Florida State Seminoles, it's Kirby's fault or ESPN's fault. Damn it, it ain't our faults. We're geniuses. We're geniuses. Geniuses. We're geniuses.
All right, what is going on, everyone? And I still haven't fixed this from the last time, but you know what? We'll fix it on the fly right here. Give me 1 second. We all know that I'm not a prepared YouTuber. That's for sure. We need a display capture, and we need it right now. No one can type as fast as me. Possible. Look at this. Live editing here for you on YouTube. If you didn't know, yes, Atkins did cheat. That's a fact. But wait, no, he didn't cheat. That was Kirby leaked that information. That was Kirby. All right, let's go up through the chat here, guys. Hope you're having a great Monday night. It's game week. It's game week. This Saturday, football is back in session, baby. And Big D, Brent Key, is coming to Ireland. Maybe someone should tell Norval McKenzie. I don't think he's properly prepared. John Burns, as always, the guy, no one's more committed than John Burns. If you and me could be as committed in our job as John Burns is to being first in the chat and putting the same message in there that's important, we would be much better off. Remember, winning ain't free. Send a check, even if it's only $100. We need to send 40,000. We need 40,000 fans sending a check every quarter. That'd be 16 million annually. Mech also second, claiming he's first. CDOGG looks like he's grunting one out. I didn't do CDOGG any favors with the thumbnail. It wasn't until later that I realized, that weren't great. Joe the Plot says, after we win, I want to see CDOGG unleashed. I'm sure you will. I guess that's what's up, Rec. What's going on, Gavin? Power Tech member. If you want to become a member, it's only $5 a month. There's a join button right underneath the chat. And if that isn't showing up for some reason, there's a link in the description of the video for that. Joshua Patrick says, piss on them. Yeah, I can't stand Georgia. Piss on them. Georgia Tech faithful. I'll be in Ireland for this game, so ready to see the Jackets. How many people in the chat are making the trip to Ireland? Be interested to see. I guess there was Kirk Herbstreit said something. Now, if you're a Florida State fan, don't run off because I said the name Kirk Herbstreit. Evidently, there were some Georgia Tech fans that got bent because he said they were going to bring a lot more people than Tech was. I don't really care. I hope everyone thinks Georgia Tech's the worst team in the country and can't do anything with Florida State. That would suit me just fine. Jeff Collins in the chat. He's been perusing quite a bit lately. T-Far says, y'all got to show up the UNC team walk. Oh, I'm bringing a crew. We will. We'll say, bring Collins out. We want Collins. And maybe we can fight right there on the pavement. Caleb Spires, another member of the channel, says, let's freaking go. Who else do we have in here? Adam Burris says, can we get a Jeff Collins AI song? Yes. Absolute banger wreck. I need a Spotify. You know what? I'll create a playlist of all these songs that I make. Another member of the channel, did I already say Stan Garner? Says, we'll do it live. We'll do it live. I'll write the thing and we'll do it live. Chaz Goat in the chat says, brilliant song production and what a contemporaneous wordsmith for every broadcast. Impressive. I told you guys, I've lived a lot of life in 30 some odd years, and I have a lot of hatred in my heart. And Florida State is a great place to exhaust that. So, Chaz Goat, appreciate you being a member of the channel. Coffee Killer says, what's going on, fam? Harry Leg, Georgia fan, says he will grow. WreckTalk and CDOGG picked FSU as reverse psychology with a C. Okay. Mystic Gaming says, so ready. All right. You know what, guys? I've gotten word that CDOGG is here. Give me 1 second. Oh, no. There you go, buddy. Let me switch screens here. Can you hear me? For some reason, I can't hear you. I don't know if everyone else can. Can everyone else hear CDOGG? I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Here we go. Now I can hear you. I had my phaser pulled down. I don't even think they could hear the intro song. I totally messed that up.
Oh 100%. No.
But,
the intro song, no, I went back and I was listening to it.
Oh, it was playing good. Well, that's one less thing. Yeah. Well, CDOGG, welcome back to the show. My man CDOGG is here, and it's game week, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What the frickin' is frickin' up, guys? I frickin' miss y'all.
We missed you too quite a bit. How did yesterday go? I let everyone know it was the Big Ten.
Oh, our anniversary, yeah. Yeah, kind of sad. We freaking spent all day working on the house. Pretty freaking lame. We did eat dinner like later tonight, like half-ass freaking got some food, like Johnny's Pizza and ice cream, but like that was it. Like it was good. Like, you know, we're tired at this point. We just want to get in the house. I'd hope to freaking be ready by the season, but that didn't happen. So clearly I'm still in a freaking shack. But
nothing wrong with that. Well, I've pinned the StreamYard to the top of the chat. So if you want to call in, I'd really like to get some Florida State fans to call in. They've had a lot of things to say about me in the chat, like I don't know how to do research. I'm wrong about everything. I ask, what am I wrong about? That you sued the ACC, that you cheated, that Alex Adkins is suspended. Where am I off base here? But CDOGG, what do we got going on in this game this week? And what do you have to say to the Florida State fan base?
What do we got going on? Well, I guess I've been kind of saying this throughout the off season is that, you know, I think we got a really good chance of winning. I mean, they are, in my opinion, going to be worse than last year, right? They had a ton of transfers out. They have freaking ukulele at quarterback. Are you kidding me? And they you know, their freaking team put together completely by transfers again. So that sometimes that works out. Sometimes, you know, I expected them to take a step back, especially namely because of ukulele at quarterback. He's, you know, if you can get to him, he's slow as a freaking Jake Fromm or something. So, like, I might be a bit hyperbolic with that. But when you look at Florida State, it's pretty apparent that they're going to be worse than last year. You look at Tech, man, I think that it's safe to say we're going to be better than last year, I would hope, right?
Yeah.
Take those two, and that comes together to make a recipe for an upset, baby.
Woo!
That's what I'm talking about. So what I have to say for Florida State fans is you better not lose, because me and you talked about this before. We got everything to gain. Nobody freaking expects us to beat them, right?
Yep.
We have everything to gain from it. We have, gone 9 months without freaking football?
Yeah.
Right? That's a woman's pregnancy term.
It
without
is.
football. And we are first on the docket Saturday. Every college football fan in the country is going to be watching us. And we have a big chance to freaking make a statement and make a really good impression on everybody and get some national attention to Georgia Tech. It's a huge stage for us. And Brent Key said it himself, right? He said the same thing you were talking about. And so I'm Florida State. Obviously, nobody will think twice if we lose to them. But if we win, man,
it'll
Florida
be
State
hell to
fans
play.
are going to have some hell to pay too, because they're so loud and annoying, and they're going to be in trouble, man. They've been so loud all off season. Everybody's irritated with them. If you look at how they're kind of perceived,
it ain't good
by the national college football, like every other fan base besides them, everyone's annoyed by them now because of how freaking loud and obnoxious they are. So to go and lose to Tech in freaking week 0, dude, would be so funny. God, it would make my freaking year, dude.
Well, you said 9 months is like a woman's pregnancy term. You know what else has happened in that 9 months? Florida State fans have bitched endlessly. That's what's happened. I did a whole video today on, look, here's why people don't like you. And then they just call, I'm off base.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that video. Was anything off base there? I don't think so.
I'm not sure if I saw it.
That
I do have a question for
that
you though.
hurt
Are you
here and
trying to
here.
do your best Bryce Coon impression with that hairstyle?
Yeah, dude. I watched Bryce Coons last night, so I'm trying to grow it out because here's
Can't
the
leave it
thing.
to Beaver, man.
Here's the thing about the Florida State fan.
Yeah.
They dream about me for all the videos I put out. So do their ladies. So I'm growing the hair out. I'm going to be
Wow.
well prepared.
Are you gonna have like CDOGG hair? Because
Yeah.
mine's about down to my shoulders.
I'm not cutting it.
That's
not
what I'm
cutting it.
talking about.
I've
That's
even
what
got a mullet, kind of. Let me see if I
Hell
can.
yeah, dude.
Look at that.
We're gonna look like freaking rock stars.
Party like a rock star.
This freaking guy at work told me I look like I stopped doing drugs with the Rolling Stones and got fat. That's what he said I looked like.
Better
Because
than
of my long hair and I'm fat. So I'm like, thanks. But
well, I'm all right with that. I like as long as
Yeah.
I'm tangentially related to the Rolling Stones, that's a win. But all right, what do you say we take some calls, man?
I love it.
Looks like we got some tech fans. Let me switch to the crawlers. The crawler. I'm so traumatized from one time early on in my channel's history of this going horribly wrong that we're gonna switch screens here.
Yeah, yeah. The no trust screen, right?
The no trust screen. We've got Golden Fella on. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Rick?
Yo.
Well, what do you got to say, man? What's going on with this game? What do you got to say? What do you think of the Florida State fan?
I think that they're absolutely delusional, and I think they're delusional, man. I really do. I'm not getting the whole Florida State hype, and I don't think we're gonna win, but I really think people are overrating them once again.
Are they overrated? I haven't heard a ton of people hyping them up. Or you think because they're ranked like what?
10th.
They're ranked outside the top 10.
No,
10th?
they're ranked 10th.
Yeah,
You
they're
think-
like number 11, number 12. I think
that's
they're
too
like
high?
right outside the top 10. But they're pretty overrated if you ask me. I really don't think they're going to be as good. I actually don't think they're going to be as good. I don't think they're going to make the ACC championship this year.
I could see 10 being a little too high for them.
Yeah,
Probably
like,
down near more like 15 or so.
maybe like 18, 19 for
18,
me.
19.
I really don't think that they should be that high.
Yeah.
Well, they lose a ton of production on both sides of the ball. Tech returns everything offensively.
Yeah, the only
Amazing.
thing is
Florida
like
State loses everything offensively. They lose their quarterback. Don't they lose their best wide receiver too? And they lose a lot of their
Yeah.
linemen too. So look, we got a ton of advantages over them on the offensive side of the ball.
The only
Defense, I mean,
thing-
they could.
the only thing is like they did really well in the transfer portal in the offseason, and like I poo-pooed on freaking Louisville last year for doing that, but
Oh, yeah.
Louisville was good, you
Yeah, I
know.
was wrong about Louisville.
So I was super wrong about Louisville. So
Yeah, me too. I picked
you
them to
know,
go like 5 and 7.
it does work sometimes. Ole Miss does it too. I picked them to go 5 and 7 too last year, man. I look so
Really?
stupid.
Oh.
Yes, I look so stupid. So
Yeah,
so
I cried
Florida,
after the game.
dude. Oh my god, I'm still so
I
sad about that.
I cried after the game. I will admit.
I'm almost as sad at that game as like Bowling Green. Almost.
I might have
Bowling Green,
been
I didn't cry.
because I was in the suites and like Bat comes into our suite. He's like talking with people, high five, and I'm like, oh my god, this is one of the greatest moments for me as a fan. And then that damn second half happened.
Yeah.
It's like weren't good. Weren't
Well,
good.
I mean, yeah. But I think for us to actually beat Florida State and Ireland and actually like put up a lot of a fight, I would say we would have our defense needs to improve. If our defense is as bad as it was last year, I think they could score 50 on us, if I'm being honest.
Oh, if our defense isn't improved at all, yeah, that's like
Yeah,
a no-brainer.
Our defense was awful last year.
Yeah.
It needs to get better.
No doubt.
And also, as much as I love Haynes King, I'm going to shit on him for a minute. He's got to quit the interceptions.
The
He's gotta quit.
turnovers, man. The
Yeah,
turnovers
he's-
killed us last year.
He's got to quit it. He had like I think he had like almost 30 touchdowns last year, but he had like 17 interceptions.
17, dude, is brutal.
He's got to stop that.
And he tends to spiral. He's like me playing freaking NCAA. I don't know if anybody in here has watched some of my streams, but like,
Yeah.
I continuously just throw picks over and over and over. And
Yeah, it's
Hayes
hard.
King gets like that too. He spirals out, dude. The
Yeah, you
Bowling
gotta
Green
throw
game.
slants.
The Bowling Green game was like that, man. It was like.
Yeah, I actually left the game after he threw the pick six, and
The
it was like
pick six.
30.
That's exactly when I left.
It was like 38-7, and then
Yeah.
I just left.
That's exactly when I left. So,
Yeah.
so in my schedule prediction, I said the two main concerns for me this year are defense, specifically the D line, and the Haynes King turnovers.
Yeah, he's got to stop turning the ball over. He's got to quit it.
Yeah.
Especially if he wants to make a big statement this year, he's got to stop.
Yep.
Yeah, well, luckily we have Chris Winkey. So I think if there's a quarterback coach in the country that can work out issues, he's probably as good as anybody at it.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
So,
But we got a few more people back here, man. I appreciate you, good golden fella, for calling in. We'll talk to you next
you guys
time.
having me on.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Real quick, throughout the show, I actually totally forgot about this. We got the WreckTalk accolades. So Georgia Tech preseason offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year. Then we've got the Jeff Collins Award watch list for the most underperforming team, given their expectation. We got two of those. We'll have to choose between the two live here, but let's move on to.
what are you talking about?
I did a poll. There's a community poll.
Oh,
11 days
you know
ago.
what? I think I voted in some of those.
Yeah, a lot of people voted, like 161 votes for one, like 135 for offensive player of the year. So we'll be dropping those throughout the show. But let's bring on homeless Jeff Collins here. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, man? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Good to see you, man. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I've been busy, so I haven't really been keeping up with all the headlines with this game, but I am super excited, and I'm glad to have Tech football back for the first time in a long time. I felt like, this first game is one that we can, I mean, it's a challenge. It's going to be a challenge like it is every year with Tech, but this one is a one that I think confidently I can say this is going to be a good game, regardless of whether we win or lose.
Isn't it nice to be able to go in the season and look forward to freaking watching the team play? Like,
yeah, man. In years past.
Speaking of homeless Jeff Collins, I used to freaking dread the football season.
Yeah,
Now
no,
it's like,
in years past, you just see like Clemson in game one. You're just like, all right, we're gonna start the season off by getting pounded in the dirt by Clemson.
Yeah.
Our coach is a clown.
Yeah, so I was asking WreckTalk this the other day. When's the last time we freaking won our season opener? Because it's
Ooh.
been
FSU, Jeff Collins.
Yeah, exactly, wasn't it? So hey, what a better team to break that streak against.
Well, if Jeff
Right.
Collins and Jeff Sims, who is now not named the starter at Arizona State, can beat Florida State in week one, I think
In
we can do it.
Tallahassee.
In Tallahassee, I think we can do it in Ireland.
He was a true freshman that year, and we didn't even use Jahmyr Gibbs in that game. He didn't play that game, so
I think
yeah,
that was probably the first time I've ever seen Tech win their season opener and still say it's going to be a long year, because that was an absolutely disgusting.
it was two terrible teams.
Yeah,
it was like which team wanted to lose more rather than.
Well,
like...
Sims threw two picks in that game, for what I remember, and they were both really ugly. I think like he just kind of threw it straight up, and they just kind of fielded it like a center fielder. But it was enough to win. That's all that mattered that day.
I just can't even believe like just how bad Jeff Sims was at times. He showed like flashes of like being good, but like there were so many games where you're just like, how is this kid still on the field? Like, how has he not been pulled? He's so bad.
Because we didn't have any freaking depth at the quarterback position. Like
I remember
we went into the last year or the year before where Brent Key took over. It was Jeff Sims or bust. Because behind him, we had freaking Gibson, Pumachan, and the true freshman, Pyron.
I think that is the true mastery of Brent Key's first season, is that he managed to like make us look good with two like really mediocre quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Gibson and Pumachon, and we like hung in there with UGA for a bit. Like, are
Dude,
you kidding me?
it could not be overstated how good of a job he literally could not have done any better as the interim.
No, and it's like, we see Pumachan and we see Zach Gibson, and then we see Zack Pyon. It's like, oh, this is what really good quarterback play looks like. And then he breaks his collarbone, and we still
Yeah.
do what we did that year. So, I'm excited.
When it comes to Pyron, I'll be completely honest. I don't even know how we've kept as much of our depth as we have. Like Pyron could honestly probably start at like a lower conference program.
He
Like,
wants to graduate from Tech, is what it is.
wow. Okay, yeah, so he'll probably be next in line, and then
Yeah.
maybe Aaron Philo. I'm really
Um,
excited to see like in the coming years if Aaron Philo is going to be any good.
I'm excited to see now that we've got Josh Petty. I'm hoping it'll kind of attract, and now that we're freaking getting a badass offensive line, I'm hoping it'll attract a freaking gunslinger quarterback, like a big, hot shot, 4-star, 5-star or
Yeah.
something.
I'm gonna go
Quarterback.
out on a limb here and say that with the resources allocated to Jeep Wade, he is the best offensive line recruiter in the country. Because given what he has to work with, like he has a low budget. Like if that guy had
Yeah.
an SEC budget, he'd probably be pulling 5 stars left.
Oh,
and
for
right.
sure, dude. Imagine him at, imagine him at one of the big schools for sure.
Well, yeah, and look, I'll say this about Pyron. Like, Pyron could start at many Power 5 schools. That is a fact. Pyron is really, really good, and it's a blessing for Georgia Tech that he's here still.
He's a well kept. If you look at Georgia Tech, a lot of us is a well kept secret. You look at Winkey, Jeep Wade, like you were saying, and a lot of Eric Singleton wasn't very well kept, right? And we had to like fight tooth and nail to keep him. We had to pay big bucks to freaking, to make sure he stayed. And in my opinion, I think it's a good problem to have, but we're gonna have to watch out, especially offensive line too. Like we were saying, like a lot of teams, even the big boys, have big time offensive line problems. It's a really hard position to get right. And I feel like, they're going to come after our freaking coaches and players pretty hard, especially if we do, really well this year, like we should. But, it's a good problem to have.
For sure. Yeah. Well, Homeless Jeff, I appreciate you coming on. We got some other people here in the back room. Any final words for us?
I think that we're gonna make a splash this year. I hope. I think we're gonna make a splash, and I think we're gonna shock a lot of people. Go Jackets!
Go Jackets.
All right, that's Homeless Jeff. Really quick, I will say with 116 votes for the defensive player of the year preseason for Tech, because Ric Flair keeps wanting to ask about the DL depth. Here's what I'll say about the defensive line depth. I don't know what it is. It's the weakness of our defense. It was the weakness of our team last year. We'll have to see this year. Kyle Effort, with 47% of the vote, is your Georgia Tech defensive player of the year.
Defensive player?
Yes.
Just overall defense? I voted for Miles Brooks. So you guys are tripping, dude.
The nominees were Zeke Biggers, Romello Height, Clayton Powell-Lee, Kyle Efford, as I've been told, in Miles Brooks. Second place was Zeke Biggers, which that does make sense to me. Zeke Biggers is pretty ridiculous.
What's wrong with y'all? Why didn't you freaking vote for Miles Brooks? He's going to freaking knock some heads this year, baby. Come on.
Or Clayton Powell-Lee, dude. Both of those guys are nasty safeties.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
All right, let's.
If they didn't have to play 3 positions, they'd be really good.
All right, we got Joe the pilot on. What's going on, buddy?
What's up?
Yo.
What I don't understand about Florida State is the team that they're going to field is mainly going to be the guys that Georgia bent over their knee at the last, or Georgia's second string bent over their knee the last game of the year.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about that.
Well, but there's also the transfer portal guys that are coming in.
Yeah, but I mean, they only gained DJU, Marvin Jones, and then like one guy on the back end that's going to start. Like they didn't bring that many starting transfers in through the portal.
They did actually bring over a good many. I mean, the running back came from Alabama. The ones you named, I want to say that a few more on the defensive side. The point being, though, they didn't play there last year. And Lord knows Tech fans know about transfers coming in and not knowing what you're getting. Does anyone remember Antonius Clayton?
I remember Antonius
Oh, yeah.
Clayton.
Not
I was
many
like,
people
hell yeah,
do.
former 5-star. Bring him in. And he was freaking on a milk carton.
He might have taken 20 snaps the whole time he was at Tech.
Yeah. Or I mean, guys like Kevin Harris, who I thought were going to be good when they came in, and now it's like it's taken him 4 years to see the field.
Yeah, he came from Alabama, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was some of these takes I see about like Florida State's going to do this, Florida State's going to do that. I'm like, no, Florida State's going to be they're going to be a mid-level team this year. Like Jordan Travis was a Heisman contender last year if he doesn't break his leg.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Their defense is nasty though. But I mean, hey, we can freaking hang with a nasty defense.
Yeah,
Well,
but I mean, it's their defense last year. I mean, it's because they had Jared Verse and Deloach that they both lost, and it's like everybody's like, "Oh, we're replacing Jared Verse with Marvin Jones," but like Jared Verse is like that's like a once in a generation guy. Like you just don't replace Jared Verse. Like he was legit.
Yeah, I mean, they do replace a lot. Chaz Goat says Sylvain Yanjuan is the X factor, in my opinion. I hope he is. You know, he got hurt early last year. For whatever reason, people from Europe play really, really well at Georgia Tech. And I think he's from Belgium. I could be wrong.
is he healthy right now?
100%, yes.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So there's some
The thing
depth for
about
us.
Sylvain though is you don't need to expect to get a bunch of snaps. Like he's only going to get like 30 snaps a game, which I think will be good for him. But it's like when you pop both ACLs and you're on the D line, like that's hard to.
Did he pop
play
both
60
of them?
snaps.
I know he.
Yeah, he's popped both.
Wow. Okay.
Same with freaking Leo Blackburn. That stuff haunts him, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think Leo's a little different. I mean, because you're a wide receiver, you kind of versus the D line, though, you're constantly like getting tight at the knees. Your knees are always getting beat up.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It just seems like with Leo, we just have not been able to freaking get him out there. It hurts my heart.
I know he's so good, dude. He's so good, and we've seen the glimpses. We saw it at Duke when he makes a nasty one-headed catch falling on his back.
Oh
Like,
my god,
that's what that guy can do. I mean, he's 6'5". What are you going to do with that guy?
And I'll tell you something about Leo is like when you have a big guy on one side of the field, and then you've got a guy that can just burn you deep. A few guys that can just burn you deep.
Yeah.
And take the top off. Like that big guy is gonna eat.
Yep.
I mean, that's what the Detroit. I mean, Detroit didn't really eat much because they weren't very good. But like that's what they paired with Calvin all the time. Is they had guys like Golden Tate that would sprint down the field, and then they would just take Calvin over the middle constantly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then in the chat, they're saying Adam Gotsis. Yep, he went in the second round. And there was a guy named like Adachua, I want to say, that was
Jeremiah Tchun.
Yeah, that's it. It's spelled, you know, but people can expect me to read real well. You know, I've never been my strong suit. But Joe, are you making the flight? Are you going to make a transcontinental flight to Ireland, flying as a pilot?
No, I know a few guys that they are taking some private flights over there, but
Wow.
Dang.
I couldn't do it. I was like, yeah, I didn't get selected for one of those.
You know what Joe told me? He said that he could fly us to North Carolina, but he's like, my plane won't. It basically can't fly someone of your stature, meaning fat.
It's got a weight limit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I got
like,
a new one now though. The new one I got, it can handle it.
oh, okay.
nice.
Will it handle me and CDOGG? Would that have to be like a 737 or like?
No, it could handle both of y'all, but we'd have to travel light.
Well, great. Oh no.
We wouldn't have to. We'd have to. Whatever we're wearing, that's what we're wearing the whole time over there.
Yeah, we may have to stop for fuel like 4 times, but
Oh man, that's funny.
He's gonna be like, "All right, guys, this didn't go well. I need you to get the emergency manual out. We're gonna go through this checklist.
Yeah.
Stay calm."
Oh man, that's funny.
Well, Joe the Pod, I appreciate you coming on, man. Any final words?
beat FSU.
Hell yeah, brother. Appreciate it. Oh man, that's hilarious, dude. You'd have to travel light.
That's funny. That's funny. You're good, barely.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, let's bring on Mystic. What's going on, Mystic? How are you doing, buddy?
Oh, you know, it's so wonderful over here, baby. It's always good to be a Jacko on game week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I mean, what do you think about this game coming up, man?
I think I'm excited for it. I'm one of the few people, at least in my mind, that I think the defense is going to surprise people this week.
Oh, I hope so, man. I would fall to my knees like I've been
We-
stricken with the Holy Ghost.
We've heard from people inside the program that it's going to be really good and that there's a lot of good signs, but I've been burned on that before. So, you know,
We got Jeff Collins burning you. I at least have a little bit more faith in my coach now.
Yeah, I did too. It's just like I'm just a little guarded, right? I'm just a little guarded. I completely I handed myself to Brent Key last year.
Damn.
And freaking Bowling Green happened. So like,
yeah, you
even
got
Brent Key,
rough.
Brent Key, I was like, I gotta have my guard up just a little bit, right?
Oh, I get it. I get it. Believe me, it's one of those that you just kind of you've been burned too many times, and it hurts. It hurts whenever you get all that hype and exciting things, and then what the hell was that?
Year one is always going to be, you know, Nick Saban lost to freaking ULM year one, right?
Yeah,
it's always going to
always
be
have
it's always going to
something.
be rocky. I was hoping that we'd kind of get to skip some of that since he was interim, but of course we had to freaking take our medicine last year. Hopefully this year we're done with that, right?
I'll give
Please.
you another year one. I might be wrong. You could correct me if I am, but I think in the first year at UGA that Kirby Smart was very close to losing to Nicholls State. I might be wrong on that.
That's true.
Yeah. Nick Saban went 6-6. First years are usually tough for everyone that's a first year head coach, like never been a head coach before.
Right.
Oh yeah, but usually year two, there's a lot of good that comes from year two in certain programs.
Yeah, well, we've got two teams on our schedule that both have first-year head coaches, and we get them back-to-back in Georgia State and Syracuse, which is nice because they both came from UGA.
Oh, yeah. I'm not so much worried about Florida State. Ironically, I'm more like you are that we're gonna beat Florida State and then just come lay an egg against Georgia State because that's Georgia Tech and we can do that.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely happened before. I agree with CDOGG though. I watched unlike you, I watched your video today and your preseason video, and yeah, we're not losing to Georgia State.
Come on, I'm all caught up on freaking RecTalk except for that one video.
Oh my gosh!
I've spent the past few days getting caught up on RecTalk.
Oh yeah, it gives me something to do whenever I'm just relaxing.
Yeah. I'm glad to fill that role.
I'm fully ready for the season. I've already got all my tickets planned. I gotta get in the high level hecklers. I got an email about that later this week.
Yes.
What games are you going to?
All the home games. I'm gonna go to the Carolina game. I'm gonna try to make it to Blacksburg.
That'll be killer. Yeah, that'll be a ton of fun.
I was thinking about going there too.
I legitimately think they're going to be undefeated when we play them.
Really? Well, they do have
they got an easy schedule.
They got a freaking Georgia schedule.
Yeah, they got that Bulldog schedule.
I do think they're going to make the ACC title solely just because their schedule. I don't know if they're going to be as good as people say, but I mean their schedule's so easy. I think they'll just walk in.
Well, a lot of teams, this is the thing that's irritating for Tech fans, is a lot of teams in the ACC have easy schedules. Miami, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, a ton of them have really easy schedules. So I don't know who separates.
Okay, so I did my schedule prediction earlier, right? I released it. Someone commented talking about how if we had Virginia Tech schedule, we'd be freaking double-digit wins, right? Does anybody else feel like, yes, and concept, all those games would be much easier. But does anybody else feel like, I'm not sure if this team is mentally able to go double-digit wins right now. Like last year, our team was a total just head case. We were so volatile from week to week. It was just hot and cold.
It was up and down, hot and cold. Yeah.
We have got to get, and I think this will change over the years with Key gets his guys in and everything, and the Collins guys get out. But that is a complete culture change that you have to freaking expunge from the locker room. Okay, a good example is Steve Sarkisian at Texas, because he came in. Tom Herman is known far and wide as this huge freaking douchebag, right? And and he's like a scumbag, and he had like tons of locker room problems. Then you have Sarkisian come in, and you got videos leaking, leaking from the bus of the coach yelling at him to freaking transfer out. Y'all remember that? That was crazy.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like that is what needs to happen at Georgia Tech too. Like, we gotta get those guys out of here, and
even
we'll be
speaking of
able to
Steve Sarkisian, now that you bring that up, I'm one of the few people that thinks Texas is going to win the SEC outright.
Texas legitimately has a shot with Alabama first-year head coach. Georgia Bulldogs are just completely overrated, just a total freaking
of course,
bunch of losers, degenerate. Half their rosters arrested. What else you got? LSU, Brian Kelly can't win the big game.
Never can, never will.
Same with Lane Kiffin.
Am I missing anything? Lane Kiffin is. I mean, Ole Miss is a good team, but they're not conference championship level.
Josh Heupel, well, it's Tennessee, and Tennessee just never will win.
Tennessee runs the freaking gimmick offense.
Yeah, that Tech is in their heads right now, which is insane to me, but it's a fact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, Texas legitimately is probably the best team in the SEC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How bent will some of these teams be? Like Ole Miss is, I don't think ever won the conference, or it was like in the 50s or something. If Texas comes in and immediately wins it,
dude, I was on Twitter earlier and I saw a freaking SEC fan posting like, "Oh, this is what's about to happen to freaking Texas and Oklahoma," and it was, somebody edited the logos of these guys getting like jumped. And like, they're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, they weren't scared of Bama last year, were they?
Yes.
I don't think. Yeah,
no.
They went and beat them
at
on the road.
Bama.
With Nick Saban's still there, not even with their new coach.
Yeah.
Now I will say, like, playing them every week is a different story, but there's gonna get some SEC teams that get their feelings hurt big time.
Doesn't Georgia have them this year? Am I
They
right?
play at Texas. Oh yeah.
They're gonna. Dude. They're done for. Dude.
Hook 'em, baby.
Hook 'em, freaking horse, baby. Come on.
I almost forgot. I am going to be at the Georgia game. I actually got a friend who is a student there. For him to take me to the game, I'm going to have to sit in the heart of the Georgia student section. It's going to be
I've
one
done it
white,
before.
White jersey with a sea of red around it.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, man. I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to that game just because I'm not wrapped too tight and I will legitimately get in a fight. And, who knows how that will go for me. Yeah. But, I might be best.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm going because I think we're going to beat them.
I mean, we could. I just hate them. I hate their stadium, their fans, everything. I just hate them. I don't want to be around them. That's why I'm not going.
Yeah,
I want to be there to win, and I just have the absolute biggest smile.
Dude, I was there in 2016 when we beat them. It was incredible. We had these drunk, mean, freaking Georgia fans in our face the whole time, freaking just totally being obnoxious, dude.
I just feel bad I have to drag my dad to these games. He had to go through painful years of Chan Gailey, and that turned him off from it.
Yeah. My pawpaw's like that. He's very jaded. I was like, he went to Tech. He is a total freaking, he's so jaded. The other day I was like, "Did you hear we landed a 5-star?" He's like, "Don't mean nothing until he signs. It don't mean nothing." I'm like, geez, like, hey, come on. You're freaking committed. Like,
yeah.
That's gotta be something.
Yeah, well, Mystic, I appreciate you calling in, man. We got some other people we need to get to, but as always, man, pleasure to hear your voice. What you got to say?
I'll email you later about that this week.
All right, sounds good, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Go Jack.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off your Go Jackets. I'm an asshole for that. Zach Jones in here. What's going on, man?
What's going on, y'all?
Yo.
Hey, just wanted to come on here to say, I've been thinking about the offense this year and how much they're going to have to carry us because I'm still questionable about this defense. I just wanted to come on here and say I do not think Haynes King is going to bring the interceptions down. I still think it's going to be a huge problem this year.
Well, that would be devastating. That would
It
not be
would be.
good.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I think we have a floor of 5 wins, a ceiling of 8. Is where I'm
I
at.
I think because y'all know who Mac Lane is, right? The guy who's he does the ACC huddle. I think he played offensive line at Clemson or something like that. He's like the bald guy.
I honestly don't watch the ACC huddle that much, but go ahead.
I think I might know who you're talking about.
You'd probably know him if you saw him. He does. He's done quite a few interviews with Brent Key, but they did one that they released today, and Brent Key even said it out of his own words on the interview today. He was like, "We've been working with King, and he said that King is still taking shots. He's still taking a lot of chances. They're just trying to work with him. They're still trying to work with him on like decision making for when to do it." And his exact words were, "We're trying to make it to where he stops making those type of decisions in the second quarter when we're up 10 points."
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that tells me right there. I mean, if knowing how King is, or knowing how Key is, and like how much praise he gives King, if he says that on an interview that King is still taking shots like that, that tells me right there. Unless his decision making has gotten way better, I don't see it getting any better, because if he's still taking those shots, I don't see it getting better to the point where it's not going to prohibit us.
Yeah, and I've said this, I mean, many times before, where I do think quarterbacks have an identity. You know, some people are just gunslingers. There might always be an element of Haynes King that's just going to take risk, and it's going to be kind of live by the long ball, die by the long ball, or live by the tight throw, die by the tight throw. I do agree with Harry Legg. I mean, he's a Georgia fan. He says with another year under Buster's tutelage, King will be better. With Buster and Winkey, you know, I think you're gonna get that to a minimum, but and I'm not just saying this to crap on you. I hope you're wrong, though. I'm sure you hope you're wrong too.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. And another thing is he would stare down Singleton a lot. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like he makes his mind up pre-snap. Like, I'm just going to him with the ball.
He's literally like me playing freaking NCAA, dude.
Damn, dude. Don't do him like that. That's messed up.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. If he doesn't, I think we're going to know very quickly whether or not he has changed, just because of some fundamental things. I think we're going to know very quickly, and I think if he doesn't change, I'll go ahead and say right now, I have us beating Florida State, but I'm going to know in the first quarter, just watching the offense and watching the defense, whether or not I'm wrong. I didn't bet on the game, but.
So hang on, I'm not so sure, because remember, Haynes King literally played like a Heisman winning quarterback like the first 3 games of the year. He played last year. I swear, dude, he was throwing dimes. His reads were freaking on point every time. He knew just when to pull it, and he'd take off for a freaking million yards. Dude, he was lights out, man. And after about 3 games, that's when he started regressing. The Bowling Green game is really where it started to go off the rails.
Yeah.
And we started having to lean on the run more after that. So I'm not so sure about knowing right away, because last year, dude, I was like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God, he's amazing. He's going to win the Heisman. He's going to throw for 4,000 yards. Remember, he was on pace. He was on pace to break the school record for passing. He still did for passing touchdowns, but for yards, he was on pace for that. But dude, he fell off big time. So,
well, and people are saying LOL.
I would be concerned about.
People are saying LOL CDOGG in the chat about the Heisman thing. Guys, he was leading the country for a minute.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Touchdowns
For the
and
first
yards.
3 games. That's an important caveat. He wasn't turning it over. Dude, it was, go freaking watch it. It was amazing.
I think those first 3 games, his only biggest mistake in those first 3 games was the opening drive versus Louisville. He got sacked and he tried throwing the ball away, and the Louisville defender picked it off. That was his only mistake in the first 3 games.
That was the first drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a weird type of play.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
kind of a fluky thing. And
Which I
that
still
happened,
think-
and I was like, "Oh no, here we go again, dude."
I still think
'Cause
we
it-
would have won that game if we because Ethan McKinney, as good as Ethan McKinney was last year, and it was the first game, so I can't completely blame him.
Yeah.
But Ethan McKinney, he missed a rusher, which he was a freshman, so in his very first game, I can't completely blame him. And Haynes King fumbled. We would have won that game.
Yeah,
Was
if we
that
would've-
Ethan
blindside
McKinney?
freaking tackle. That
Because
was
I
bad.
want to say someone not named Ethan McKinney missed that block, and then he was put in and started from that moment on.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
I could
thought
be
it was McKinney. I could
No,
be wrong. I thought it was.
He did get subbed out. Man, I forget his name too now. I don't know if he said it, but you're right. I think it was either after the game or some point during the game that they got subbed out.
Yeah, I think that was the genesis of Ethan McKinney.
It might have been. It might have been.
What are y'all? What y'all thinking about Saturday?
Well, we'll be streaming the game.
Like, what y'all think? What do you think? Like score predictions or how y'all feeling as of right now?
I think we both given score predictions. I gave some different scenarios and different scores, but like I've said, I do think just until I see the defense improved, like I can't pick us to beat a top 10 team in a weird game that's not played on this continent. But I do think it'll be close, 31-28, something like that.
I'm thinking 20 something to 30 something. Yeah, 30 friggin' 4 to 20.
I say. I think honestly, I say my prediction right now is 31-27 Tech. And I think this defensive line. I don't necessarily think the overall defense will maybe be better, but I think FSU will, with it being a weird Ireland game. I think if this defense can catch DJ off guard a little bit, I think they could possibly. I think this offense could get ahead, and I think it'll be close no matter what. But I think they could maybe close it out if all this defense can do is maybe just catch DJ off guard a little bit.
I heard that, and I don't disagree. Well, I appreciate it, Zach. Thanks for coming on. We'll be seeing you soon. All right, let me make a slight adjustment here real.
Down to us creating turnovers, and I don't think if we create any turnovers, I don't think we really have a great shot to win this game. But that brings me to our next point, which is DJU not the most overrated quarterback in the history of college football? I mean, honestly, like these ACC quarterback rankings that have him above Haynes King is insane to me.
I think that title belongs to Stetson Bennett, but that's just me.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, DJU hasn't done anything ever in a big game.
Well, he's consistent, so like his yardage is about the same. And I got a comment like, he's got this many yards, 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio over the last 2 years. And my response is, well, why is this his third school in 3 years then? If he's so great, and it's not like he's upgrading. He upgraded from last year, but he didn't work out at Clemson. How much has he improved? The issue with him is that he's got cement feet. He doesn't move well in the pocket. He stares receivers down. He's not good on third down.
Yeah, exactly. And with the cement feet thing, like I watched some of his highlights. It seems like he had all his highlights. He had the cleanest pocket I've ever seen. Like, and he's just standing there.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. It's not like he has an interception issue. I kind of misspoke and said that in an earlier video. It's that his interceptions come at the most inopportune times for his team. I know, or at least I know that was the case at Clemson. I didn't watch a lot of West Coast football last year though.
Yeah, gotcha. I mean, yeah, it just pisses me off to see all the ACC rankings with him above Haynes King. I mean, I think Haynes is definitely the best quarterback in the ACC.
Definitely the best, huh? Better than Cam Ward?
I don't know. I mean, Cam Ward playing where he played last, that doesn't prove anything to me.
Pac-12 was a pretty tough conference last year.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think Haynes King's ceiling for this year is way higher than DJU's just as a quarterback. I would say that. Now, we've talked about Haynes King interception issues. I think Haynes King at his best is better than DJU at his best.
Yeah. Haynes King has feet that can move.
Yeah.
As opposed to
he just doesn't Zach Gibson it in the pocket, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. I think, I guess, if Haynes gets his interceptions down, he's the best quarterback in the ACC.
Oh, for sure, man. Well, hey, I appreciate it to calling in talking about DJU. We're going to move on to some other callers. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, go Jackets.
I appreciate it. I know there was dead air. I didn't recognize that guy, and I was anticipating the N-word getting blasted for a while. So I vetted and then pulled the slider back up. Joshua Kent, what's going on, buddy? You're on the show.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, I gotta tell you, Rick, I am so disappointed in Georgia Tech fans right now. I have found very little Georgia Tech fans that said we will beat FSU. It is such a disgrace. I am so sick. We are going over there and we are going to clean house. Okay, we're gonna put Wreck-It Ralph to shame. FSU is gonna be humiliated. Pulling back into Florida. Even the ACC huddle today, when I watched that interview with Brent Key, even the ACC huddle, those two people, I don't freaking remember their names, whatever, they were siding with the Yellow Jackets. Unsurprisingly, I know they got cause to, go after Florida State a little bit, but that's besides the point, okay? And they even, which my favorite part of the interview, they even took a shot at Collins the Clown. I loved that part. It was awesome. And you know what else? I have seen the 2025 rankings today. I don't know when it was released. It was released by ESPN, and I know it's going to change, so don't come at me for that. It's going to change. We know that. But right now, we're 20th in the nation. That is something to celebrate about. Brent Key is going to be the new Nick Saban. Maybe not this year, but the Jackets will definitely dominate the college football world, and especially those slimy little communist cocksuckers at UGA. Sorry for my language, Rick, but I've been tame all year. I've been taking it. I've been holding it in, but by golly, it's time to let loose. It's football season. It is game week, okay? And for all you people saying stuff about the defense, guess what? We were second to last in the freaking country last year. So guess what? There's only one way to go. There's one way to go, and it is up, especially with this new defensive staff, new players coming in. There's one way to go, and that is up. Jackets all the way, baby. Rant over. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
Appreciate it, Josh Kent. Thanks for coming on. He convinced me we're going to beat their ass in Ireland, dude.
We are going to freaking run them into the ground, dude. Damn.
Yeah, we are. Dude, we're the best team in the country. That guy got me fired up, dude.
We're winning the Natty, bro.
They don't have a chance, dude. Now, we do. If you're a Florida State fan in the chat, please call in. We got Seminole Seth up next. Before that, we're going to drop who you voted as the best player on Georgia Tech's offense. Should be no surprise. Haynes King with 56% of the vote.
Oh, wow.
Number 2, Jamal Haynes.
I voted for Jamal Haynes. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised Jamal Haynes didn't get more votes, but there you go. Kyle Eifert, best defensive player, and we got Haynes King, best offensive player. Now let's bring on the Florida State fan, Seminole Seth.
Hey man, I thought FSU fans had a bad rap. That was quite something else.
Oh, dude, that was just facts. That's fact. When it's me, it's facts.
Facts. I don't know about facts.
Well, what's going on, Seminole Seth? Seminole Seth, by the way, I've seen a lot of. He's kind of hangs around the community. Have you been to the Slob Olympics before?
No. So I actually work in taxes, so it's a just horrible time of year for me.
All right. Appreciate you for coming on, sir. No, I'm just kidding. Well, what do you think about this game, man? You've heard us Tech fans giving you hell for a week now. Well, let's hear the Florida State fans' perspective.
Man, I'm excited. the spread is a little high for me, honestly. The only chance I see of Florida State making it a 2-score game, if it's something weird like, fourth quarter, Tech's going for it on fourth down in their own, end zone type style. That's the only type of way I see it being a 2-score game. I just think the talent alone should help us win this game. I didn't know it until that caller said it. You guys have the second lowest rush defense last year. Is that right?
Yeah, only Utah State was worse in run defense.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna help Florida State in our strengths because I think we're gonna be a run heavy team this year.
Water's wet, boobs are good, and that run defense was not great last year.
Now our run offense is freaking where it's at too. We were top in the ACC, right? Or
no, rush
number
offense.
one rushing offense.
Yeah, rush offense. So it's the complete opposite story on the offensive line. We were one of the best rush offenses in the country, and likewise, we were the worst pretty much at defending it.
Yeah, I think if Georgia Tech's gonna have a chance to win this game, it's got to be on the legs of Haynes King. I mean, the Boston College game last year for us, it just seemed like that Castellanos kid.
He's
every third
good.
and long, he was just running for it and getting it every time. So I think you're gonna need Haynes King to run quite a bit.
I started calling him "Move the Chains" Haynes because he would do that just at the freaking moment you needed it the most. Like you said, third and long, dude. He would take off. So yeah, having to contain him is another freaking factor you got to worry about.
Yeah, it should be a good test for the D line. I mean, I'm excited for our defense this year. I think, honestly, tit for tat may be just as good as last year's. It is looking stacked.
Do you have any concerns about your linebackers? That's what I've been hearing from the Florida State front. This isn't some opinion I've cocked up.
No, linebackers definitely the weakest of the units. I think safety overall is going to be safeties / DBs is going to be far and away the best portion of it. The D line's looking stacked, but the linebackers is a little thin. I've heard some good things about a lot of the younger guys.
Okay.
I was really expecting the Alabama linebacker transfer to step up, but it sounds like he's kind of been a no-show. We got one from. Wow. Yeah, we got one from Auburn who sounds like he's been doing pretty well, but he's not going to be taking that next step. It sounds like he's just kind of a consistency piece.
Yeah, so you lose 3 of your starting 5 DBs. You must have some guys that have a lot of game experience that are coming in behind them.
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest one you'll probably hear about is AZ Thomas. That kid he's a stud. I mean, he's an absolute ball hawk. We get Fentrell Cypress coming back. He was that Virginia transfer that was just lighting it up there. We got a couple transfers. Earl Little Jr. coming in from Alabama. Shaheem Brown, Conrad Hussey. Those guys are just dynamic.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think if any Tech fans that's honest is not going to say we have a talent, just a raw talent advantage. It is going to be interesting to see the matchups. Now, you're saying you feel the line is too high, so I think it moved from like 13.5 to 11.5. Do you still think 11.5 is too large of a line, or did I misunderstand you?
Last time I thought I saw it was like kind of closer. Well, I think it was that 13.5, and I don't know if I see 2 touchdown win for Florida State. I could see a 10-point win. So that would kind of be my comfort area. Anything kind of past that, I think you're pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, let me ask you about your OC. Obviously, I've poked a lot of fun at you guys for that. Evidently, he's an on-the-field OC. And I guess my question is, what the hell does this guy do for you guys on game day?
I mean, I think, honestly, most of it's Norvell calling plays. Truthfully, I don't know how involved he is or if he's just kind of picking plays and then Norvell just signs off on them, or how he operates exactly. And truthfully, I'm kind of convinced we only bumped him up from offensive line coach to OC just to kind of keep him, because that guy can recruit. I mean, he has brought in offensive line talent that I did not know was possible at Florida State. And I know you're going to mention Josh Petty.
Yeah.
Feel free. You guys won that one. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I won't gloat over that. I guess here's what I will say about that, because I've caught a lot of flack for this. like it can't. It's got to be some kind of disadvantage not to have the guy. He's got to be looking at his iPad or whatever. And I would think he's saying, "Here's what I see. Here's the plays I think we should run." And then Norvell's like, "We're going to do this or that." So
No, it's definitely not an advantage to not have him there. I'll definitely agree there, but I don't think it's, it's making waves of a difference. I mean, hell, Michigan was able to beat Ohio State without Jim Harbaugh. I mean, so like I said, it doesn't help not having him there, but I don't think it's going to be a huge hindrance to overcome.
okay. Well, what's your final score prediction?
I could see like a 28-21 type game.
So you think it's going to be relatively low scoring?
Yeah, I think with all the new pieces coming into Florida State, there's going to be some adjustment period, and I think that defense is just going to make life difficult for Haynes King and the Georgia Tech offense.
All right. Well, look, I think that's fair. It's going to be interesting to see how the game plays out. Seminole Seth, thank you so much for calling in, man, and hopefully we'll see you on the stream Saturday.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on.
All right, appreciate it, Seminole Seth. Now, I don't know if this is a troll or not. I'll have to confirm. Let's have Jamal Haynes update on what's going on.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so I'm a current student at Tech. I went to Scheller this morning, first day of classes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I saw Jamal Haynes. He's a business major as well. I saw him with a boot on his left foot. Here's the deal. I know how camp goes. He's a running back. It's a brutal position. My hope is that he tweaked something and, they were securing it so when he's walking around campus, it's not getting worse. And my personal opinion is that if he's alive and breathing, he should play as many snaps as possible on Saturday because I hate Florida State.
Yeah, for sure. So that's concerning. I will tell you this. I have heard that before today about him.
We have the inside freaking scoop. I was hoping you were going to come on here and tell us that it was all better.
Well, from what I'd heard, people had seen him with a boot, and then he was without the boot, and it was okay. So now it sounds like the boot's back on. I'm with you. I hope it's just more of a precautionary thing. That's huge if true, though. Look, I'm kind of the opinion that if a guy isn't like at least 90%, I might rather see one of the other backs at 100%. Just whatever it takes to win, I'm good with that. But that kind of makes me sick to my stomach, honestly, to hear.
Yeah, it was not a good feeling seeing that. Kind of ruined my day. I was in a positive mood, and then I wasn't instantly.
Yeah. Because he was third team All ACC, 1,000-yard rusher. If Georgia Tech doesn't have him, that is a huge disadvantage for Tech.
Yeah.
We do have Cooley behind him. He's probably number 2 right now. Hopefully he's much improved. He had some turnover issues last year. Then we've got Evan Dickens, who I like to call Dickinson for some reason. And we've got Anthony Carey, who I have heard is turning heads in practice. This is coming out of the Tech camp. I don't know, but he definitely has the talent.
He did say he wants to be a freshman All-American, so
this could be his coming of age story.
Could be it.
One more thing. One of my friends ran into Jamal in Peter's parking deck like a week ago. Now he told me this. I don't know if this is true, but he shouted across the parking deck like, "Let's go, Jamal! You're going for 1,000 this year." And Jamal said, "No, I'm going for 1,600."
If he had 1,600 yards, Tech easily has a top 5 defense offense in the country.
I agree.
I love to hear it, dude. Heck
Let's hope. All right, go Jackets. To hell with Georgia.
Hell yeah, man.
Appreciate it, man. Well, I'm going to throw us back on the screen here. I am glad we got one Florida State fan on. If you're a Florida State fan, I see some of you in the chat. I would love to hear from you. We're not just going to bloviate on you. I do really want to hear what you have to say. And I think it's fair. If you want to come in here after all the shit I've talked about you guys, like hours worth, I think it's only fair you get to come in here and say the same thing to me. So the link is in the top of the chat if you'd like to do that. Call, WreckTalk Simple Jack. That won't be the first or last. Now, interesting here. We might take a vote in the chat. Preseason Jeff Collins Award watch list goes to the team that will underperform the most given their expectation. Here were the nominees for the first vote because I left some important people off. UNC, Miami, Clemson, NC State, Virginia Tech. Out of those teams, UNC, Miami, Clemson, NC State, Virginia Tech, who do you think won? And I'll tell you, it was close.
I think I voted for a UNC.
So UNC did win with 39% of the vote, and then it was Miami with 36% of the vote for 161 votes.
Miami's a safe bet a lot of the time.
I think UNC is not. Only because I'm not putting over Jeff Collins for sure. It is fitting that he won this vote, but they don't really have high expectations this year.
Aren't they ranked? Aren't they ranked? No,
I don't think UNC's ranked. Let me look. Let's see, NCAA preseason rankings. They're ranked behind Georgia Tech in the power rankings.
Really?
Yeah. NCAA preseason.
They are unranked, huh?
Yeah, I don't think they're ranked. Why am I having such issues finding this? Maybe you can find it for me, CDOGG, while I'm doing the show here. But yeah, UNC wins that. Like I said, I mean, no one is, I think they're picked to be like a 7-win team this year, which is insane given the fact that they have a easy schedule. I mean, let's look at North Carolina's schedule real quick. North Carolina.
They do have an easy schedule.
Just going to rattle off their schedule here. At Minnesota, and they're underdogs in that game. They're a 2 to 2.5 point underdog against Minnesota on the road. Then they get the Charlotte 49ers, NC Central Eagles, James Madison. Those are all at home. Duke on the road, but that's only like 40 miles for them. Then they get Pitt at home, Georgia Tech, on the road at Virginia. Their toughest game is at Florida State. And honestly, I'll be rooting for Florida State in that game. I'll make no bones about it. I'll be doing the chop all stream.
I hope they go freaking 0-12.
I do. They get a bye. They've got Wake at home. They go on the road at Boston College and then NC State. So they have 2 ranked opponents on their schedule. Their non-con is garbage. Have you heard anyone talking about Minnesota this year? No. And they're underdogs. So it's kind of hard to underperform, I think, for them this year. They'd have to go 3-9, which would, that would make me so happy.
Oh, boy.
All right. Now we got to pick between UNC and the winner of this poll. FSU, Miami, Georgia Tech, Louisville, or one of the new ACC teams. You know, Cal, Stanford, SMU. So Cal, Stanford, SMU, Louisville, Georgia Tech, Miami, or FSU.
None of them have any freaking expectations anyway. Do they?
Well, I do think there's some expectation for Georgia Tech this year to be as good or better.
Well, I'm talking about the new teams is what I meant.
Other than SMU, no. I think Cal and Stanford weren't that great last year. Who do you think wins that? And it wasn't even close.
Cal versus Stanford?
No, FSU, Miami, Georgia Tech, Louisville are one of the new additions.
Probably FSU.
No, it was Miami. They doubled them up in the vote. Miami with 55% of the vote. So we're going to do a poll here to decide who is the Jeff Collins Award winner between UNC and Miami. Who's going to be more underperforming? So start a new poll. Who underperforms their expectations more? UNC or Miami? We'll start the poll here. Go ahead and vote. Who do you think is more underperforming, UNC or Miami for the 2024 year. Now we looked at UNC's schedule. I want to say Miami's is pretty soft too, or it's certainly more advantageous for them. They're on the road at Florida, come back home, Florida A&M, Ball State, on the road at UCF, or I'm sorry, not UCF. That would be a harder game. South Florida. Then they get Virginia Tech at home, on the road at Cal. That could be a tricky game for them. On the road at Cal, going to the West Coast, though they'll be favored by 2 scores there. On the road at Louisville, they do every year play Florida State. They get that one at home. Duke at Georgia Tech, we know they're losing that one. On the road, or on a bye, Wake Forest, and at Syracuse. So they have one ranked opponent on their schedule. So the over-under on them must be around 9.5. Maybe B Bean could look that up for me. What's the over-under on Miami? Who do you think underperforms the most between those 2 schools?
UNC.
UNC? You think they're missing a bowl this year then?
I hate talking about Miami because, yeah, I mean, as far as their over/under win total, I hate that I have to keep freaking talking about Miami. I don't want to keep saying this, but I think they'll probably be pretty good to win 8 or 9 games this year. So
yeah, they're scheduled.
Tired of saying that, but I've been previewing stuff and doing preview videos and stuff, so I've had to keep saying it, and it makes me sick every time. But I think Miami's probably going to be pretty good, unfortunately.
All right, so CDOGG voting for UNC. Looks like they're off to an early lead here. It's not slight. They're off to the early lead. Wow. Is that the noise you're going to make after we beat Florida State?
No way, dude. That noise will be several times more intense.
B-Bean says, sorry, I'm also watching the convention. Well, that's a mistake. Nothing, what convention? Like some politics thing? This is the best version of politics. It's called college football.
Yeah, who freaking gives a crap about that?
I know it.
It's football season, baby.
It's football season. So, like I said, and by the way, let me go to the Discord real quick. I do know there's some watch parties. So if you can't go to Ireland and you want to watch the game with some folks, I do know in the Discord they were talking about going somewhere. Let me see where they decided. Could you talk some trash or something real quick while I try and find this?
What are you looking at? Oh, yeah. Are we going to show our faces there or what?
So, if someone in the chat can tell me where y'all are going, so I don't have to look this up. I think it's Mutation Brewery. I think that's on the north side of Atlanta, somewhere around Sandy Springs, if I remember right. Yeah, it is in Sandy Springs. If I do directions here, see how far that is.
Alpharetta.
Well, that's originally what they said. Let's see how far that is from old Smyrna, Georgia.
Did CDOGG move into his new house? No, I'm freaking in a shed.
It is 12 minutes.
This is my freaking place that I'm at right now. Don't even get me started. It's 12 minutes? That's not far. Maybe we should pop in.
Yeah, I think we could definitely make...
What time are they getting together?
Let me see here. Sandy Spring spot does not require registration. So Sandy Spring it is. New realm or mutation. Most likely mutation. Here. Cookster says he'll probably get there around 11:30. He wants to get the drinking in. That's fair.
If we show up at noon or whatever, we'll miss the first whatever of the game, but that's not a huge deal, I guess.
We might.
I don't know what you thought about that.
We could rig something up for that. My understanding is it's going to be at Mutation Brewery. It's in Sandy Springs. A lot of people that are friends of the channel will be there. So go check them out at Mutation Brewery. We see in the chat if anyone has confirmed this. I don't see. Why does WreckTalk have a Seminole head behind the wall? You can't see it because my camera is not really focused here, but he's crying. And it says, if we only had money, you know, if we only had money, maybe we could land Josh Petty. If we only had money, maybe we could break out of the grant of rights. So that's what that is. Thanks for asking.
If a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass.
Yeah, it is hilarious that like they're completely broke and they can't do anything. All right, let me end the poll here. Let's see who's going to be the Jeff Collins preseason shittiest team of the year. And drum roll, please. It's the UNC Fighting Jeff Collinses, the most underperforming team for 2024. I got my eyes on you guys. That would be great. If that ends up becoming a fact, that 100% means they miss a bowl, and that would be hilarious. That would mean if Jeff Collins isn't fired inside of a year because they're not paying him anything, he's on the hottest seat a coordinator could be on in year 2, and that would make me so happy because he is due. All right. You like that? You didn't, guys, me with the like, AI stuff, am I not like a lyrical genius? Am I not what Kanye, the Macho Rex song?
Yeah, that cracked me up.
I sent that to CDOGG and I told him what to listen for, and it still cracked him up.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to say it twice. It's so funny. Dude, did you play our freaking song at the beginning?
Oh, I'll play it now. It's Slob AI, I think.
Slob's AI.
Someone finally captured. Let me put it on screen.
Yeah, y'all are in for a treat here.
Right here, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Oh, hold on. I got to turn the volume on for it. All right, guys. Tell me what you think of this.
In the night, I hear him talk, a cold story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost a soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? How could you be so heartless? How could you be so cold as the winter wind when it breeze, yo? Just remember that you talking to me, though. You need to watch the way you talking to me, yo. I mean, after all the things that we've been through, I mean, after all the things we got into. Hey, yo, I know some things that you ain't told me. Hey, yo, I did some things, but that's the old me. And now you wanna get me back and you gon' show me. So you walk around like you don't know me. You got a new friend, well, I got homies. But in the end, it's still so lonely. In the night, I hear him talk, the coldest story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? How could you be so heartless?
How could you be so Dr. Evil? You're bringing out a side of me that I don't know. I decided we weren't gonna speak, so while we up 3 a.m. on the phone, why do she be so mad at me for? Homie, I don't know, she's hot and cold. I won't stop, won't mess my groove up, cause I already know how this thing goes. You're running to your friends that you're leaving me. They say but they don't see what you see in me. You wait a couple months, then you gon' see. You'll never find nobody better than me. Tonight I hear him talk, the cold story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? How could you be so heartless?
Talk. Baby, let's just knock it off. They don't know what we done do. They don't know about me and you.
So I got something new to see, and you just gon' keep hating me. you lost your soul to a woman so heartless? How could you be so heartless? How could you be so heartless?
That boy ain't right.
That's amazing, dude.
I'm glad someone finally captured our friendship and fanhood so thoroughly.
For those of you that don't know, simply all that is just our voices, an AI cover of that song. This freaking YouTube channel, Slob's AI, takes college football YouTubers and makes them sing songs. He freaking trains an AI to learn the voice, and then he freaking makes them sing it. How cool is that? So,
do you guys think that sounded like us at all?
I think it did.
Yeah.
The chorus, when you go a little bit high, it sounds a little different from you, but the verses are like on it.
Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't do that.
On and on and on and on. Damn.
Yeah, I've yelled too much. It's kind of like I have like a smoker's voice, but it's not from smoking. It's from just yelling endlessly watching Georgia Tech football.
I'm surprised I don't have that. I freaking yell at NCAA like dude. Every single gaming session on that game ends with me going, I hate this game. Piece of shit. And I like throw the controller. I'm like, this game sucks.
Oh my God. So we did get confirmation, guys. If you want to do a watch party with Tech fans and WreckTalk and CDOGG fans, not confirmed. We might be making an appearance over there. If it's 12 minutes with no traffic. Saturday, I'm not so sure. We'll see what we can do. Joe the pilot, I don't know if you can fly helicopters. That would reach out if you can. We will be requiring your services. How badass would that be if we just rappelled down into the
helicopter, yeah.
So that's Mutation Brewery, 12 p.m. on August 24th, this Saturday. That's on, 5825 Roswell Road, Northeast Sandy Springs, Georgia. No registration required. So go over there and celebrate the dub. Pierre says, Jackets by 1,000,000.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think we're running up at the top of the hour here. I think we had a good show, and I'm excited for some football.
Me too, dude. I can't believe it's game week.
And you know what else I'm excited for?
What's that?
Twitter football. Did you see me tap in Touchdown Tim into one of my threads?
You did?
Yeah.
You freaking you sicked him on him? You took the leash off?
Yeah, I was going back and forth with him on, I don't even remember the tweet, Atkins cheated something. And I was like, Touchdown Tim, you deal with these idiots a lot. You got anything to say? And he's like, of course, brother.
Of course, brother.
And he was just listed all these years like he thinks that they cheated and their record versus different teams. And I don't think anyone commented on it. They're like, whoa, handling WreckTalk's one thing, but you get this guy in here, we ain't got a chance, dude.
Dude, I'm looking forward to some freaking articles this year.
Oh, dude. Yes, we play them. What's going to be interesting is we've kind of befriended him. So if we end up beating them again, I don't know how he will respond.
Yeah, he won't be happy about that. It is what it is.
What
We're
I can
pitted against each other, but
oh yeah, what I can tell you is that no matter what happens, they will be undefeated. I don't care how many games they lose, they will be undefeated.
Oh yeah.
And that's the power of good trash talk, guys. Your team never loses.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, when we were playing that AI thing, I just steadily saw our viewers go down. It just kept trickling down.
I guess I didn't like that. I think it's hilarious.
On and on and on and on.
I don't know. The novelty of freaking having your AI voice sing something is funny.
Maybe it was more funny to us because we were listening to what we sound like, and we're so like into ourselves and narcissistic. We're like, yeah, dude, this is the greatest thing ever. More of this. More of this.
Oh man.
Show me what I sound like again.
Yeah.
Touchdown Tim is journalism at its finest. Yes. If Touchdown Tim was like reporting on politics, which he sometimes does, if you want to look at that.
That was like at the beginning, and that was some of the funniest stuff too.
Well, that's
the tag game, dude, when he said he's gonna write every congressman on the East Coast except AOC.
He's like, yeah, dude, the heck with her.
That is freaking, dude, that is peak humor.
Well, he also said he got home and his stupid wife had used all the hot water. So he has to take this loss. He has to take a cold shower. Then he knocks a hole in some walls. Then she's like, hey, dude, you need to fix those. He's like, fine, lady. And he goes to Home Depot.
Dude, I hope we get some stuff like that, man. But, I mean, that was like a special case. That was literally like the most embarrassing loss in Miami history.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and he looks at like the ref's Facebook and he's like, what the hell is this right here? You thought you were Yeah.
Yes.
He has like a kid that visited Atlanta once. He's like, what is this?
Dude.
Oh man. Well, guys, I appreciate a great show. I got to work tomorrow. Got to get to bed. CDOGG's got lots of stuff going on. But I think it's only fitting to play the Florida State song one more time. CDOGG, I appreciate you coming on, sir. And we'll see you guys next time.
Let's cope, y'all. We're smart, not dumb. Gotta go and suck my thumb. We didn't lose Josh Petty. Can't you see he's undersized? Like 5'8", 150 pounds. If you use the Seminoles eyes. Tech totally overpaid, and he's a big nerd. Tech signing 5 stars. Red flag, that's what the FSU man heard. Alex Atkins didn't cheat, that's an ESPN lie. The whole country's out to get us. Did they just fire RG3? Oh my. Losing our OC doesn't even matter. No call for plays, the hook and ladder. I'm told Atkins is just a clipboard holder, looking over Nova's shoulder. Cause we're Florida State Seminoles, coping hard in our troll holes. Florida State Seminoles, it's Kirby's fault or ESPN's fault. Damn it, it ain't our faults, we're geniuses.